Howard Smith. I'm interviewing you about It's Not Me and Alexa.
Yes.
It's Not Me got 5 stars and Alexa got 4 stars.
Yes.
I got that right.
That's correct.
I got it wrong in my previous interview, so I'm just checking.
That's right.
Good. Well, congratulations on both those.
Thank you very much.
Can we start with a little bit of background about you as a filmmaker? Because you are obviously a very prolific filmmaker, and what I've noticed is you seem to concentrate on story films.
Indeed, I've had a lifelong interest in cinema, right from when I saw Goldfinger in 1965. I got my first Movie Maker magazine in 1967. Which I subscribed to for many, many years afterwards, and that taught me so much about filmmaking. I got my first cine camera in 1970, made a little animation which I sent to the Movie Maker 10 Best competition and got 3 stars. But after that I was interested mainly in story films. I made them for 20 years and kept trying to get into the Movie Maker 10 Best. I got a couple of near misses, Gold Star Award films, which were shown at the National Film Theatre in the 1970s and 80s. I actually then stopped making films in 1990. It was the VHS years and I just wasn't interested then. I returned to filmmaking in 2005 when I realised that how much technology had moved on. And I've been making anywhere between 1 and 4 films a year since 2005. It's a real passion of mine. It's not just a hobby, it's a passion.
And what is the most pleasure that you get out of the films? Is it the thinking of the ideas and the story, or is it the end product and seeing an audience?
Well, the whole process. I mean, the thing that I enjoy most of all is the editing, and I do have quite a rapid editing style, and I can be totally absorbed for hours and all night sometimes editing a scene. But I enjoy the whole process. Normally I do come up with the story myself. I get somebody else to write the script and I tinker with the script to make it more mine. That's the case with It's Not Me. I came up with the whole story myself. I wanted a suspense film. I think that suspense in the old Alfred Hitchcock style is missing in so many films now. I wanted a good story which kept you gripped, but with a satisfactory ending, which I'm not going to give away in this interview.
No, except I will say it's a really good ending.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, with regard to actors, I use a resource from the internet called Star Now to get a lot of my actors. The young actress Jess Neal, who's the star of It's Not Me, she's on Star Now, a great little actress, and I used her older brother in a film 4 years ago called Too Bad. He's now given up acting, as it happens. But the actor who plays her father, Martin Salter, I've been using him in films year in, year out since 2008. He's a very keen amateur dramatic player in various companies around where I live. And the woman who plays the psychiatrist is also from Star Now. So I got a really good cast there. And it took quite a few weeks of filming that It's Not Me. There are a couple of nods to Alfred Hitchcock in it. In the opening scene in the fairground, you hear the tune the band played on throughout that sequence. Now that was played in many of the fairground scenes in Strangers on a Train, and any Hitchcock buff would know that. There is a little shower scene in the film as well, but not as dramatic as Psycho. But anyway, I mean, Hitchcock is my all-time favourite director, and I try my best, keeping my own style, but taking a lot of tips from what he did.
You mentioned that you get someone else to do the script once you've written the story. So why is that?
Occasionally I write a script with my friend Vaughan Williams, but I find that another writer has got his own extra ideas and extra clever dialogue which I might not have thought of. Some good lines which bringing in the writer's own style as well as my own.
And have you found a scriptwriter that you can work with, that
yes.
you can trust?
Yes, indeed. Now, my regular writer is a man called Roger Noons, And he wrote the script along with his wife Judy for It's Not Me. Another writer I use regularly is Chris Davis, and with my other film Alexa, he came up with the whole story and script himself. He's such a talented man, actor, writer, director. I do give him free rein to say come up with something good for next year. And I did make a film from his script called Goose Sauce last year, which got 4 stars.
I remember that. So if we jump to Alexa then, as you've mentioned it.
Actually, before we jump to Alexa, with regard to the music in It's Not Me, being a member of the IAC, one of the perks of that is to get a license to use copyright music for an amateur production.
Yes, I mean I did notice throughout the film that you're making really strong use of music.
Good,
yeah.
Good. Yes, and on to Alexa.
Yes, so that's quite a different feel. It's a lot lighter and quite funny as well.
Good, yes. I am trying to branch out into different genre. I was always doing thrillers at one point, and people said, you know, why do just thrillers? Why not branch out? So I have done a Shakespearean type film called Rosaline. I did Goose Sauce, which was an out-and-out farce, and this I saw as a rom-dram, a romantic drama.
Yes.
It was all done in 2 weekends. Alexis Cooling, the main actress in it, she had been at Rosaline in my Shakespeare film, and we'd filmed it all in her flat, apart from the little bit where she runs downstairs, which is in a totally different place, but it's all seamless.
Yeah.
We used very low lighting for that filming, and to cover up for any graininess, I did a sort of soft focus effect throughout, which gives it, I think, a nice feel to it. Chris Davis helped to, the writer, he helped to direct the actors, which was a big help, so that I could concentrate more on the technical aspects of it. You know, I thought it worked pretty well, and I was pleased with the 4 stars.
Alexis herself, I thought she really blossomed in Alexa,
yes.
the film. And did you need to give her much mentoring, or
No.
was that all herself?
That was really all herself. We didn't. I'm not one for doing much rehearsing, to be honest. Because things come out spontaneously if you go more or less straight into the filming. And she is a really good actress, and I'm planning to use her again in a film later this year. The other actress who played a friend in the opening scenes, she was also from Star Now. So anybody who doesn't know about Star Now, get on there.
Yeah.
It's you can get anybody from any area, any age, any ethnicity, and they don't expect payment apart perhaps from travelling expenses.
So before we leave Alexa, set dressing for the bedroom, did you do anything special, or was that how it
I
came?
just asked Alexis to put some fairy lights around, and we got the 21st birthday cards in the background and so on. That was it, really. Indeed, now one thing I was very pleased with was the original music score for that. Rather than use copyright music under license, Chris Davis has got a professional composer friend called Dave Howard, and he did it for no money at all. He did that wonderful score, bringing in the Happy Birthday tune again and again in very subtle ways.
Yeah, that was really effective.
Good,
Yes.
good, thank you.
Yes.
I have got another 4-star film called Holly this afternoon, but you may not have seen that
I
one.
haven't seen that one, I'm afraid, and I thought I'd just catch you while we had a quiet moment to talk about those two.
Great. Anyway, I've got about 9 ideas for this year's films. I've got 2 scripts ready to go.
Right.
One is called Honest Women. Somebody said to me, is there such a thing? And I told them it's fiction. But it's...
Well, don't give away your ideas.
no,
Someone
I'm only
else
giving
might.
you the title there.
All right.
And I'll leave it at that. I'll make as many of those 9 as I can this year, but some of
So
them will
we-
spill over into next
We
year.
can look forward to seeing them next year
Hopefully,
in Biaf.
yes.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.